Assalamu alaikum, class 7th. Today is the first lesson on science and we will discuss chapter number 1, that is the structure of living organism. Today I am here to talk to you about only plant. As you all are aware, plants are one of the most essential living organism on earth and they are immensely beneficial to both animal and human beings. Plant may be flowering or non-flowering, but in this lesson we will discuss only about the flowering plants. Flowering plants are the dominant and the most familiar group of land plant. Flowering plant has two main parts, vegetative part and the reproductive part. Vegetative part consists of stem, root and the leaf, and these three parts form the main body of the plant, and the reproductive part include flower. Stem is the vegetative part of the plant that grow above the ground. It be a leaf, bud, flower and fruit. Now come to the characteristics of stem. Stem is usually erect and upright. It may be long, thin and weak. Some stems are thick and fleshy and store food in them, such as potato. Some stems grow horizontally along the ground, such as strawberry plant. Strawberry plant grow horizontally along the ground. Underground stem. Some stems grow underground and store a lot of food such as ginger and potato. The term node is the swollen area on the stem from which leaf and bud are grown. Leaf and bud are grown from node. Internode, the space between or the distance between two consecutive nodes is called internode. First node and the second node. The distance or the space between two nodes are called internode. There are two types of bud that are grown on the stem. One is the terminal bud and the second one is the axillary bud. Terminal bud is also called the apical bud. It is grown at the tip of the stem. At the tip of the stem. It helps to increase in the length of stem. Axillary bud is also called lateral bud. It is grown on the axil of the leaf or at the junction of the stem and the leaf. It helps to grow new branches and flower. Functions of stem. It be a leaf, bud, flower and fruit. It transports water from root to leaf. It also transports food from leaf to all part of the plant. It holds the flowers so that they help in pollination. Pollination is a transfer of pollen grain from male to female reproductive part of flower. Photosynthesis occurs in the young green stem. Young stems are green in color because they contain chlorophyll and then it helps in photosynthesis. Some stems store food and become thick and fleshy such as ginger and potato. Now come to the second vegetative part, that is the root. The root is the underground part of plant which is non-green in color. It does not bear leaf or bud, but the stem bear leaf or bud and flower. It has a root tip by which it increases in length. The root tip is protected by the root cap. A little above the root cap are the root hairs. These root hairs help in the absorption of minerals and water. There are three types of root: taproot, fibrous root and adventitious root. Some root have one thick main root from which branch root grow. For example, carrot and radish. Fibrous root In some plant, many branch roots of the same size grow at the same time. For example, grass. Adventitious roots. Some roots grow directly from the stem. For example, onion bulb. Function of root. As we discussed earlier, it fixes the plant firmly in the soil. It absorbs water and mineral from the soil with the help of root hair that are present little above the root tip. A root may store food as well. For example, carrot, radish, beetroot. Now come to the third vegetative part, the leaf. Flat green part of plant grow from the node on the stem. It has two faces, an upper shiny surface, a lower dull surface. And a lower dull surface contains small holes called stomata which help in gaseous exchange. Lamina is the flat green part of the plant and it is also called leaf blade. Flat green part of the plant. It is attached to the stem by the leaf stalk or the petiole. Leaf is attached to the stem by a leaf stalk or the petiole. It is supported by a thick midrib in the middle of a network of veins. Thick midrib supported by a network of veins. Function of leaf. Leaves are green in color. It helps in photosynthesis. Stomata on the lower surface of the leaf help in the gaseous exchange and some leaves store food in them. The reproductive part of plant include only flower. Flower is the reproductive part of plant. It makes fruit and seed from which new plant grow. It has two reproductive part, male reproductive part and the female reproductive part. Take a look at this picture. Bird, leaf, stem, root, these are the vegetative part and flower is the reproductive part of plant. Part of flower include corolla, calyx, receptacle, pedicel, stamen and carpel. First one is corolla. It is the second word from outside. Comprises of brightly colored and scented petal. It may be red, yellow, orange. It protects the inner part of flower. Calyx. It is the outermost part. Comprises of sepal, leaf-like structure and protect the whole flower. Pedicel. It is a short flower stalk. It bears a single flower of an inflorescence. Receptacle. It is a top part of the leaf stalk or the flower stalk. Flowers are arranged in the circle on receptacle. It is found at the base of the flower. The two reproductive part of flower are the male reproductive part and the female reproductive part. Male reproductive part is also called androecium. It forms the third word. It is composed of stamen. Each stamen has two parts, anther and filament. A filament which is a thin stalk, an anther which is attached to the filament and contain 4 pollen sacs. And pollen grains are produced inside these pollen sacs. Female reproductive part. Female reproductive part is also called gynoecium. It is composed of carpel. Each carpel has 3 parts: ovary, style and stigma. Ovary containing the female sex cell called ovule. Style is a thin stalk and stigma is a flat tip of the carpel which is usually sticky and receive pollen grain from anther during pollination. After pollination, fruit and seed are formed in the ovary. Comparison between male and female reproductive part are: male reproductive part is called androecium and the female reproductive part is called gynoecium. Male reproductive part consists of stamen and female reproductive part consists of carpel. Each stamen has two parts, filament and anther, but each carpel has three parts, ovary, style and stigma. Nectar are the small gland at the base of the carpel, and these glands produce a sweet juice called nectar. Pollination. It is a transfer of pollen from male to female part. Pollen grains are produced in pollen sacs. So these pollen grains are transferred from male to female part. It is called pollination. Or the second definition is the transfer of pollen grain from stamen to carpel. Pollen sacs are present in the stamen. The transfer of pollen grain from stamen to carpel mean male to female part of flower is called pollination. Pollination can be done by wind or by an insect. These are the pollen grain produced by the pollen sacs. Pollen grain are stick to the body of an insect and it is called pollinator. Transfer of pollen grain from stamen to carpel is called pollination. Inflorescence, it is a cluster or group of flowers arranged on a stem. Cluster or the group of flowers arranged on the stem is called inflorescence.